Now, for example, desire. There are positive desire, negative desire. And even I think the anger sometimes can be positive, sometimes generally negative. Hatred, I think, always is negative, I think. But hatred towards hatred may be positive. So there then, you see, some kind of, some kind of echo. There also, you see, good and bad. So you see, we have to analyze all this with detail in order to check our mind. That's very important. Then is the tolerance. So you see the more inner strength there. Then tolerance also, you see, automatically, tolerance is something like byproduct. Some really self-confidence, see clearly the reasons, then tolerance is there. Blind, more narrow-minded, then difficult, practice tolerance. Then there's tolerance cannot come. If your mind is really see all different angles, and self-confidence, determination there, then tolerance comes. So tolerance in our life, tolerance and forgiveness, these things in our life, as I mentioned before, is I think very, very useful, very important. Now, especially in today's world, unfortunately, due to different religious tradition, due to religious faith, some really, I think, very, very unfortunate events now happening in the name of different religion. Even bloodshed also is happening. That's very, very sad. So I would like to share something about the tolerance among different religious traditions. I think very, very important. So, world major religion like Christianity, different kind of Hinduism, and the Muslim and Judaism and Buddhism, or so on. All these is a major world religion. In spite of different philosophy, they all have the potential to serve humanity, to help humanity, to create peace of mind. So there are common things there. We can work together. And more than that, each world major religion, there are some kind of specialty in each. There are some special things there. So you see, work closely and knowing each other, especially the close contact among practitioners, then we can really learn from other tradition. So what's enriching way, enriching one's own tradition or one's own experiences. So not only the common ground, but if each one have some special unique things there. So you see, we can learn, we can enrich one's own practice from learning from, taking from other different traditions, different traditions. And another, I think another angle, simply, you see, in reality, one religion cannot be sufficient for variety of humanity. No matter what that religion is good, it will not satisfy variety of people. Just like a dish of food. If we have one restaurant who serving, you see, breakfast, lunch, dinner, all time same dish, or this day, next day, whole month, whole year, one dish, nobody come. You see, more variety, then you see more customer. Come, isn't it? So naturally, you see, the human mind, there is so many varieties, so many have a different mental disposition. So simply, one religious tradition, you cannot satisfy. That's very clear. And also, you see, all these major world religions now last many centuries, you see, existed on this planet. There's one religion, you cannot eliminate other religions. That's also reality. Whether we like it or not, we have to live together. Under that circumstances, it's much better to live harmoniously. So now, especially in this country, in India, traditionally, the spirit of ahimsa, I think very, very sort of rich, very wonderful, philosophy is there. And through centuries, because of practice of ahimsa, believing ahimsa, this country not only is it produce, not only has the home of many different thoughts which come within this country, not only that, but the religious tradition or thought which come from outside also find home in this country, such as Christians, Muslims, and Judaism. So traditionally, the ahimsa in the religious field also, I think, very, very rich. So now today, time goes, but this is the rich philosophy or rich thought or tradition. No point to neglect. We must keep, we must sustain these values. Sometimes I half joke to some my Indian friend. Traditionally you produce ahimsa here, but export it. Now too much exportation, too much export. Now not sufficient to reproduce in this country. In the past, the outside world, nobody taking much interest about ahimsa. Ahimsa, many people feel the sign of weakness. But now time goes, it's a worldwide, ahimsa, non-violence. Now more interest, as a coming outside. But a country, the country, the ahimsa produce a little bit neglecting. That's unfortunate. So I really want, or I think my wish or my appeal to my Indian brothers sisters, it is extremely important, to keep your the value of your tradition. Of course, certain tradition is I think the result of this old feudal society. These must change, must go. But the other hand is many deeper value in our tradition is must keep. While you are acquiring about Western technology, Western science, and these things, these one's own century-old tradition must keep, and combination, modern material progress and traditional spiritual tradition must combine. So that they not only benefit for Indian on this continent, but also can be, I think, because of the great contribution for entire humanity. So that's very, very important.